I just wanted to make a quick video, kind of goes through Canvas, talks about the readings a little bit for this week, kind of just familiarize yourself with what we have going on the next couple weeks. So for this coming week, I have several readings linked. That's kind of a just broad introduction into the field of educational measurement and psychometrics. And then I have 3 discussion posts that kind of build off of those readings. If I would probably recommend reading this Devon article first. It's probably a great one to start with. It has a great overview of both validity and reliability. It does a good job of like defining the concepts and then the different types. I even like the little figure they have here. You know, we think of construct, the construct validity as our overarching term. You can break that down into, criterion validity, translational validity. You think of those as, concurrent validity, predictive validity, discriminant validity, convergent validity, discriminant validity. And I think the authors here do a really good job of defining each one of these concepts. So I'd probably recommend starting with this article first. The Clark and Watson article here is a very thorough, I would say, treatment of validity. You may not understand all that it discusses in the article now, and that's okay, because we're going to cover a lot of these concepts this week, and some of it we're just not going to have time to cover all the issues that they bring up in this article. But this is probably a good one to read now, save it for later, and then at the end of the semester, maybe read back over it again. And I think a lot of these things they talk about in the article will just start clicking in your head like, oh yeah, now I kind of get, kind of what they're talking about. I mean, it's a pretty long article, and it's pretty detailed. They talk about, why should we care about construct validity? They talk about, creating a pool of items, talk about different types of response frames like frequency responses, agreement type responses. They talk about item selection, both from a classical test theory perspective and an IRT perspective. They talk about, validation being sort of an iterative process. They talk about the use and the limitations of using self-reports. So it's like I said, it's a pretty thorough treatment of, many different issues that come up in validity. And it's okay if we don't understand everything that's going on in there now, but I think a lot of it will start making sense as we go through the semester. The Flake and Fried article, the measurement, really discusses, different, questionable measurement practices and how we might go about avoiding them. And the whole purpose, I got a good table in here, if I can find it. The whole purpose is, I'd say the big takeaway from this article is really be transparent in what you're doing. Like some of the stuff I think seems very, very, very like duh. You should define your construct and what it is. Describe the theories of support for your construct. Justify how you selected your measure, any sort of validity and reliability elements for your measure. How did you create your scale? Did you sum across items? Did you weight the items by their factor score? Did you use an IRT process? Discuss how it is that you created your scale. And if you made any adjustments to it, made any modifications, describe what those were. It seems, to me, it seems pretty self-evident, but it's good practice to get into. And I think they do a good job of breaking down some of these issues and talking about, what it is that we need to see, to be able to create, reproducible type research. And then the next few articles here are all about the standards for educational and psychological testing. And they're kind of just a brief overview of the manual. What is its purpose, kind of the history of it, and you'll see the standards cited in a lot of the different articles that we're reading too. I think Clark and Watson even have a little section on there talking about the standards. I think this one just is really about the old edition. There was another edition that was out like the second or third, I can't remember, came out in like 1999, and the newest one came out in 2014. I think this is about the 99 edition. But really, a lot of times just the organizational structure changed and updated, but I mean, still what they had is their definition of validity and reliability really stayed the same. There's another good overview of the standards, what was updated, what wasn't updated, and some recommendations for that. So you can look through all of these and see what's going on. And so that's basically what we're doing the first week is we want to read through, these different articles. If you think you got an idea of what the standards are, you can skim through some of these other ones. Some parts of Clark and Watson seem really dense, maybe just skip that section. It'll be okay. Like I said, it's probably a good one to save and come back to at the end of class as well, too. But then I have 3 discussion posts linked. Kind of what is psychometrics. We're going to, kind of talk about that online. I'm going to let you tell me what you think it is. Do a little bit of research and come back and let's talk about it with different with the Flake and Fried and the Clark and Watson article, discuss what reliability is and why should we care about it, what is validity, and, why should we care about the validity of ours. I think those are some of the main concepts that they talk about in those articles. So that's basically going to be this week, what we're going to do. I'll make a new video coming in for next week, but I've already posted the readings on there. You can download them in click the link and you can download them. They're all in a zip file. So instead of me posting each one on there, I just put them all in a zip file for you, and you can see them all here. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always here to answer anything you have. Email is probably the best way to get in touch with me. You can always post to the discussion board, and we can talk about it that way too. That's all I have, I guess. I look forward to learning with you all this semester. Thank you.